In the previous chapter, we discussed about Indian economy, agricultural growth and development. Now we are going to understand about Indian economy, industry, infrastructure, and services. So, when it comes to evolution and initiatives, we have to look at certain eras. Let's start with pre-1991. Industrial Policy Resolutions 1948-1946 focused on public sector dominance, import substitution, and the license permit Raj. So, public sector dominance means government was the one who was taking all decisions in regards to industries. Common public was not having enough finances to actually build industries or produce products. It was not possible. So it was something for which we depended completely on the public sector or government. So public sector dominance when it comes to industry policy resolutions. Import substitution and the license permit Raj. That means only that person can get into import exports who has got a license. Okay. Now slow growth, technological backwardness, limited competition because we were a very newborn country which was trying to stand up on their own feet. That was the reason. Okay, so post 1991, what happened? New industrial policy, liberalization, abolition of industrial licensing, privatization, disinvestment, and globalization, foreign direct investments, so FDI. Rapid growth, increased competition, rise of the private sector. That's very important. Next comes contemporary, which is micro, small, and medium enterprises. Focus was on credit technology and market access. Udyam registration, emergency credit line guarantee scheme, these were all part of MSMEs projects. They were the backbone of the economy, crucial for employment, second largest employer after agriculture and exports. Next comes Make in India, which started in 2014, aims to transform India into a global manufacturing hub that focused on 25 key sectors, improving ease of doing business. Increased FDI, greater focus on domestic value addition. Next comes Startup India, 2016, aims to foster a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship by providing regulatory support, funding, and tax benefits, led to India becoming the third largest startup ecosystem globally. So, what we have seen so far, pre 1991, license permit Raj, post 1991, liberalization, privatization, globalization. And in this, once this all started, so my MSMEs came into being. Make in India happened in 2014, Startup India in 2016. So these are some major landmarks which we have to uh, keep in mind when we are talking about industrialization. That's very important for us. Next, let's understand public sector undertakings, PSUs. So PSUs were initially established to build a strong industrial base, heavy industries, infrastructure, and ensure balanced regional development. Now next comes performance, often plagued by low productivity, bureaucratic hurdles, and high operating costs. Next is disinvestment policy. The government's policy of selling its equity shares in PSUs to the public or private sector. Now let's understand public sector undertakings means public sector means uh, something which is owned and managed by government. Okay, fine. So just have this thing in mind. Public sector means owned and managed by government. Done. So disinvestment, selling a minority stake to raise resources. Example, IPOs. For new companies, we have IPOs. Okay. So strategic disinvestment means selling a majority stake over 50% along with the transfer of management control to a private player. The goal is to modernize the PSU and improve performance. So there's a difference between disinvestment or strategic disinvestment. So IPO is when any company is entering the share market, they issue their IPOs. Uh, Initial price offering, I'll check and I'll let you know. And strategic investment is about over 50% majority stake, along with the transfer of management control to a private player. The goal is to modernize the PSU and improve performance. Next comes infrastructure sectors. Now, infrastructure is a lifeline of an economy, encompassing both physical and social capital. So, energy critical for industrial growth focus areas include renewable energy. India has ambitious targets, example 500 gigawatt non-fossil fuel capacity to 2030. Power distribution challenges remain transmission losses and the financial health of state distribution companies, DISCOMs. Next is transport. So focus on expressways and highway expansion, Bharatmala Pariyojana. Under Bharatmala Pariyojana, if you will check, India has seen growth in leaps and bounds. Our expressways and highway projects in past few years have done, in a sense, amazing job. Absolutely. Railways, modernization, dedicated freight corridors, and high-speed rail. Ports and shipping. Now, expansion, modernization of the Sagarmala project. Again, another very important project for coastal and port-led developments. Now, civil aviation focus on regional connectivity, UDAN scheme. Next is telecommunications. India has the second largest telecom market globally. Focus on rural connectivity, 5G rollout, and fiber network expansion, BharatNet. Government initiatives and investment models. Government initiatives such as National Infrastructure Pipeline (NIP) for focused capital expenditure, Gati Shakti Master Plan, integrated planning for infrastructure projects. Now, NIP is one of its kind. Is a new thing which was never done before. And it will have all all the projects, all the construction projects will be listed over there in National Infrastructure Pipeline. Next is PPP, Public-Private Partnership, arrangement where the private sector is responsible for the design, construction, finance, and often the operation of an infrastructure asset or service. Advantages: brings private efficiency, reduces government fiscal burden, challenges risk allocation, disputes delayed approvals, and regulatory complexities, models build, operate, transfer. So BOT model, build, operate, transfer, EPC, engineering, procurement, construction, and hybrid annuity model. Ease of doing business. Concept is measure the extent to which the regulatory environment is conducive to the starting and operation of a local firm. Efforts simplifying tax codes, digital governance, time-bound approvals, and reducing the number of procedures for starting the business. Impact is India has significantly improved its ranking in the World Bank's EODB index until its accession, showcasing a better investment climate. Now, chapter 5 is on services sector. Significant service sector or tertiary sector is the largest contributor to India's GDP, over 50%, and a major source of FDI and exports. It is the engine of India's growth. Now, growth drivers. Sector's growth is largely attributed to the robust performance of information technology and information technology enabled services (ITES). Comparative advantage, large pool of English speaking, skilled and cost effective labor. Key services, software development, business process outsourcing (BPO), KPO knowledge process outsourcing. Other services, tourism focus on medical tourism, ecotourism, and cultural tourism. Banking and financial services. Rapid growth post-liberalization, high penetration through digital banking. Global role, India is a major net exporter of services, earns more from services exports than it spends on imports, particularly in IT or ITES, helping to finance its merchandise trade deficit. So that's it for today. We have understood majorly about the industry, its growth, progress, and various initiatives taken by the government in regards to industries. Thank you.